Before we get started, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory
to
unto
YAHAWAH,
YAHAWAH,
BAHASHAM,
BAHASHAM,
YAHAWASHI,
BAHASHAM,
BAHASHAM,
RAWCHAA,
QADASH.
Also want to give double honors unto the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Blessing and salutation unto the elect of Yasha, which consists of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans today, as well as you Akim out there enduring this truth across the four corners of the earth, teaching and prophesying through the spirit of Yahweh, Yahawashi, in truth and sincerity, as well as the men and women that follow, and those who might look like the other nations, but are of the nation of Israel and their father's side by blood. And we thought we completed this lesson last night, but it ended up stopped recording. So we pretty much gonna pick up off where we with the part one. If you go into which was the last lesson that we did, so we're gonna start right here with this paragraph and get what we missed last night. Because this is an important part too, because not only are they creating these sinkholes, for the most part, because they're just let me see, they're just they're overbearing on the land, just as they overbearing on everything and everybody else. The whales, the sea creatures can't live in peace. The birds can't fly in peace. We can't walk around on earth in peace. Okay, nothing is safe as long as this devil lives, to the point where the earth is not even safe. Damn, there's a precept or something like that. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get Genesis chapter 41, and where was we at? Like 20 something? Yeah, 26.
Okay.
So because here it is, Joseph, when he was sent to Egypt, all right, remember the Pharaoh had a dream, okay, and Joseph pretty much broke it down to him of what that dream meant. That's just how the Lord works, man. Joseph, he was there to where he was under the Pharaoh, he was under Pharaoh's favor, and then he got lied on by Pharaoh's wife because she wanted him and he didn't want her. All right, so he got thrown in jail. He interpreted the cupbearer in I forget. I think it was the baker's dream, and then He was remembered because he interpreted their dream. So then he went to when Pharaoh had a dream and couldn't nobody interpret it. They like, yo, there's a dude that you got locked up who can interpret dreams, because the cupbearer was the one that told Pharaoh. Because part of his dream was that he was going to be restored to his position. So that's just you got to understand how the Lord works, man. And even us brothers, as we walk on this journey, shit might look bad. It might look a little crazy, but Yahweh Yahawashi, he got us, man. He's covering us. You just got to trust in the process. Joseph was sold into slavery by his own brother, and then that turned into, well, he told them. Once you read the story, he told them, he said, hey, don't even trip. The Lord had me come here so I can preserve Egypt, so we can go down into Egypt. Then they can start hating on us being slaves, so he can show his power, so we can be delivered, so he can bring us to the wilderness, so we can receive the land. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. The Lord plays chess, man. All right? It's a beautiful movie. There are sad parts in the movie. The sad part is that shit, we lost our heritage. We was in fucking slavery and getting the shit beat out of us. Now we in the day where we beholding grievance because our people done lost their damn mind. But there's also great parts of a movie, uplifting parts, motivational parts, which is what we're in now within the Lord's movie, is where we're coming back to our power, man. So that's why we bringing out news like this and bringing out prophecies, all right, and breaking the scriptures down and giving a sense through the spirit of Yahweh Yahawashi, because we in those times, man. Okay, now we in the time for Esaw to be judged, all right, and the Lord didn't let this man rule long enough. Okay, so let me see real quick. earth crieth, I think it was. All the earth crieth upon the truth, and heaven bless all work, shake and tremble. No, it's not. It might be that. But I'm gonna read this. Then we'll get into this Genesis. So it says right here. It says massive sinkholes. Dang, I don't know why I keep on. It says massive sinkholes form in drought-ridden areas when farmers and cities pump massive amounts of groundwater from limestone rock layer to survive the dry years, emptying the underground caves that were once filled with water. Now, if you don't understand how groundwater works, all right, and you don't understand the aquifers and the water cycle, check out the video previous that we put up, or just go look it up, But in a nutshell, it keeps the ground stable, So what they're doing is taking that stability from under the ground, and this is the results of it because it's drying it out, and they're overdoing it. Because what happens is once this water that's under here, this flows into the stream, and then the stream, it evaporates, and then that goes into the clouds. All right, you get condensation, and then from condensation you then get what? Precipitation. And then it's a whole cycle that goes back. But if you're pulling water out and it's not raining, it's going to dry everything out, and there's no stability under there. And that's what we're experiencing. All right, well, more so Turkey is experiencing, but it also says it's in parts of Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico because it be hot as hell down there. As of late, they have been getting like snowstorms and snowing and stuff down there because Esaw be messing with the weather. But nonetheless, they're pumping that water out to what? To keep their crops going to survive dry years when it ain't raining enough. Well, who's causing it to rain? The Lord. Who causes tornadoes? The Lord. Hurricanes? The Lord. All right. All of these things happen by way of the Lord. So they doing that to survive the dry years. So that's why we wanted to get in Genesis what they did to survive a famine. Okay, go ahead.
Come on, this is Genesis chapter 41. And verse 26, it says, the 7 good kine are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are 7 years. The dream is 1. And the 7 thin and ill-favored kine that came up after them are 7 years, and the 7 empty ears, blasted with the east wind, shall be 7 years of famine.
Yeah, now, hey, once again, because we went into that word blasted last night, as we thought the video was still recording. What verse is that at?
That's going to be verse 27.
Okay. Kind. And you go into that blasting, it's the heat. The Hebrew word, shadap. It says to scorch, to blight, right? And that Lord causes that. Okay. Let me see. I'm just checking out some other precepts. Okay, it's all in the same story. So, kind. Yep.
Con.
You can go ahead.
This is verse 28.
Oh, it even says right here in particular, scorched of ears of corn. Let's see what scorched is. Burned by flames or heat. Yeah, because it's so dry, right? It's just like your grass. Like I cut grass periodically, and some people don't like when I leave their grass at a certain length. I'll explain to the story where the person actually told me in particular. It was like, oh, you can cut it low if you want. I know it'll turn it brown. It's like, why the hell would you want your fucking grass brown? But that's what it is. People don't want to keep. It's more of a convenience to them in their pockets to have their grass brown than to just pay me periodically to keep their grass clean. Like, I don't cut my grass a certain length to low if it's not going to rain as much, because I don't really sit out there and water my grass all like that. So when the grass is not receiving that moisture and it's cut at a short length because it's not getting any from the ground, it's going to turn your grass brown. It's going to burn it up. And that's why you see people in their yards that have them brown spots and shit, because it ain't raining enough and they're cutting it too short. All right, and they're not watering it themselves, man. So the same thing happens with crops. Okay, when that heat come through and it ain't being it ain't getting no nutrients, or just like your body, if you dehydrate it, it dries up for the most part. You know, it doesn't necessarily dry out. You got other fluids in your body, but your mouth get dry. You know, your body get fatigued. Man, this brother was talking about that last night. You know, or early this morning. You know, but go ahead, brother.
God, it says, verse 28. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh, that the Most High is about to do. He showeth unto Pharaoh. Behold, there come 7 years of great plenty throughout all the land of Egypt. And there shall arise after them 7 years of famine. And all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land. And the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of that famine following, for it shall be very grievous. And for that the dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice. It is because the thing is established by the Most High, and the Most High will shortly bring it to pass.
Yeah, so hey, the Lord gave it to him in a double dream, different scenarios, because it's like, yo, you need to, it's about to be happening quick. All right, so this is the solution that they came up with.
It says, Salakia, which one was I?
33.
33, it says, Now therefore let Pharaoh look out a man discreet and wise, and set him over the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh do this.
Salakia, let's see what this discreet is. Let's just check that word out. Hebrew word bayan says to discern, understand, consider, perceive, observe, give heed to, have discernment, insight, understanding, be discerning, intelligent. You know, cause understand, give understanding, teach, instruct, prudent. So get somebody that got some sense about themselves. You know, that, and an important word that stuck out to me was consider, because you got to be considerate. You know, you ain't just thinking about yourself. You ain't just thinking, you know, because when you go later into the story, after, go ahead, I'm going to let you finish.
It says, Now therefore let Pharaoh look out a man discreet and wise, and set him over the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the land, and take up the 5th part of the land of Egypt in the 7 plenteous years. And let them gather all the food of those good years that come, and lay up corn under the hand of Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities. And that food shall be for store to the land against the 7 years of famine, which shall be in the land of Egypt, that the land perish not through the famine.
There you go. Go ahead.
And the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh and in the eyes of all his servants.
Simple as that. If you're going to have 7 years where you're going to be getting more than enough, then take from that so you can put it up for the years you ain't going to have nothing. Right? I'll put it like this. When I first started this job that I got, my first year there, they pretty much bouncing you around. You getting a lot of overtime, to the point where I'm like, oh, okay. So then when I went to days, I lost money because I wasn't getting that night shift differential pay, but I was still surviving. So when I went back to nights, I was like, well, I was surviving without that extra money. So now that I'm getting that extra money, I can just put that up for a quote unquote rainy day. And that's what I ended up doing. And then when I needed the money, I was able to go and get the money to use it for what I needed to. The same in this situation. You know, I'm not going to say I thought about this story during that time, but the Lord still had it on my spirit. But that's exactly what it is. So when we read in this article, and it's saying that they're pulling massive amounts of groundwater to survive the dry years. Well, whenever it rains, instead of getting all of the crop together and selling as much as you can, hold on to some of it.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a scenario. This is of what could be a solution. But Esau and this society is not like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And like it says, they're emptying the underground caves that were once filled with water. So they're taking out that stability from under there. And it's causing the rocks and the debris and the sand to collapse pretty much after the ground is being dried out, man. You know, you can see it cracking and shit right here.
Con.
So yeah, this is why Esau don't need to be in rulership, because he's taught that same ideology to the people, man. He's taught that same ideology to the people. You know. Did you have anything else, Doc?
Con, I got a quick precept here. This is
Well, we can get that Psalms too. We can end on, you can get
Con.
that. You can get that right there, and then
Mm-hmm.
we can end it on the Psalms.
Con. This is Sirach chapter 10 verse 2. It says, "As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein."
Yeah. So just like let's take Pharaoh for instance, because when you read on the story, he made Joseph. Matter of fact, read on real quick.
Con. It's Genesis 41.
Because this is an important part.
Mm-hmm.
This could solve a lot of problems in America.
Con.
Hypothetically. Go ahead.
Con. Verse 38.
Yep.
It says, "And Pharaoh said unto his servants, Can we find such a one as this is, a man in whom the Spirit of the Most High is?"
He recognized it. This ain't no normal dude right here. He can interpret dreams given from the Most High. The Lord and gave him prudence and intelligence to figure out a way to get through this. Is there anybody else more worthy than him? Go ahead.
Verse 39. "And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, Forasmuch as the Most High has showed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art.
Because YAHAWASHI put his spirit on him. Go ahead.
Thou shalt be over my house, and according unto thy word shall all my people be ruled. Only in the throne will I be greater than thou."
So you second in command of this whole country. You know, here, I'm gonna put you in charge of it. You didn't interpret the dream. You came with the plan. The Lord is dealing with you. It's only obvious that you take charge. But in this society, oh, the Israelites come up with inventions. We just gonna patent it. We gonna take it. We gonna use it for our own benefit. People figure out ways for cars to run off water, off plastic, off whatever the case is. Oh, we gotta take them out. They're a threat to our money. They're a threat to our businesses. That's the society that we live in. They're not thinking of the men of the Lord because they have their own agenda, right? And that's perfect time to bring out that Psalms 14, because this is how they think. You know, they feel like they got the upper hand forever. Look how far they've came. They came from cavemen. They came from cavemen, man. Since then, practically ruling since the 1400s. Starting with what? The Renaissance, that rebirth period. Why they had to be reborn? Because they wasn't shit. They was driven into the caves. Braying amongst the bushes. Go ahead.
This is Psalms 14 and verse 1. It says, "The fool hath said in his heart, there is no power."
Yep. That's why he think he can do a better job. That's why he created AI. because he ain't got the Holy Spirit. That's why he created humanoid robots, because he can't create humans. We can procreate, that's how the Lord made us, but he can't create his own species of human. You know? That's why he created GMO foods, because the Lord created the natural foods. Mm-hmm. That's why he got lab grown meat, because the Lord created actual animals that we eat for meat. This is the society that we're living in. The fool has said in his heart, there is no God. There is no power. I can do it too. Mm-hmm. Let me manipulate the clouds. Look, I can control the weather just like the Most High. Because you can overseed the clouds and then cause it to rain. And you doing it for those particular reasons is these. Mm-hmm. Because it's not enough rain. Well, who's causing it not to rain? There got to be somebody over you, more powerful than you. Mm-hmm. But that's how the Lord works. He give you the illusion that you actually doing what you want to do, because he makes it stop raining. Scientifically, you come up with a way to make it rain. Now you, I'm good. There is no God. There's no God. Mm-hmm. Come on, man. Go ahead.
God, it says, they are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good.
Yep, they are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. So no long. It don't matter how. You can come in out. It don't matter how much their technology, their plans, their ways seem convenient, seem helpful, seem safe, seem secure. They don't do any good. Debit cards, no good. They took the gold and the silver from you. They gave you fiat notes. Digital currency. It's a prelude to the MOTB. Oh, let's not talk about the jab. Mm-hmm. Got people falling out, going to sleep early. Like this video I ran across. Dude was like, man, what the fuck is the problem to this life, man?
Oh, come.
Yeah. That shit had me dying. Cause he like, then you going. I'm at the point where I don't even want to work no more. Mm-hmm. You going to the job. You got an interview. They ask you why you want the job. Cause bitch, I need money. Yeah. I gotta pay these bills that you said is important. Mm-hmm. And that's what it is. You have to work. Mm. Don't get me wrong. You should want to work. Especially as being a man. Mm-hmm. But in this place, you have to work. Mm-hmm. Until you delete it, man. Mm-hmm. Until you unalive. That's what brings on more stress. Mm-hmm. The scriptures tell you, can you grab that? Man, what is that? Sirach? Mm-hmm. I know it's 1 to 33. Nah, I think it's 31. It's Sirach 31.
31.
About the heaviness. Sirach 30, Salakia. Sirach 30 and 21.
Sirach 30 and 21. Sirach 30, 21. It says, give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself in thine own counsel.
Now get 38 and 18. Yeah.
Sirach 38.
Don't, because you'll sit there and, should I do this? Should I do that? And you will just have faith. Just go off of the spirit. Instead of sitting there being stagnant about a situation. Don't get me wrong, you seek counsel and you be prudent about decisions, but if you just sitting there and, should I do this? Should I do that? Boom, 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 boom. You got to have a standard. You got to have a standard so you know which direction you're going. You can't be beating at the air and walking uncertainly in this thing. The Lord gave us knowledge, wisdom, and understanding so we can discern, have discernment. Because in order to be a judge, you got to be able to discern. Think of Solomon, with the women when they had the babies involved, and one of the women tried to steal the baby, and he was like, "All right, I'm gonna cut him in half. Y'all both can have him." He's like, "Nah, let's just let her have him." That's discernment. Mm-hmm. How can I figure out who baby this actually is without them knowing exactly what I'm doing? You know, I was just telling a brother last night, you dealing with a woman or something, you eat pork? You ain't gotta be like, nah, bitch, I'm an Israelite. Like, you know, it's like, nah, I don't really settle well with my stomach. You know, she ain't gotta know all about you at work either. Oh, you a Muslim? Nigga, I ain't no motherfucking Muslim. I'm is. You ain't gotta do all that. Like, nah, man, I don't fuck with pork.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't like the taste. You, whatever it is. Go ahead.
God, this is Sirach 38 and verse 18. For of heaviness cometh death.
Yeah, for of heaviness come death, and that's what this world brings. It's just overbearing. Day after day, week after week, month after month. The scriptures say what? There will be no flesh saved, man. The Lord had to come. He gotta come back. I'm gonna just say it in future tense already. He had to come back when he came, or else there wouldn't have been no flesh saved.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to write that. I want to do that. That's a. Go ahead, brother.
God, it continues.
Oh, was it? It's some more to that, right?
God.
Okay.
It says, and the heaviness of the heart breaketh strength.
There you go. You don't want to do nothing. It's hard to get out of bed. It's hard to get motivated. Because you ain't really getting no testosterone, no nutrients and vitamins and minerals from the foods that we really eat. The elder Yashwamba brought out what the nutrients that you used to get in one orange, you pretty much got to get from 8 oranges. So you need 8 times as much. You know, and that's just the numbers and the studies that they give us, whatever the case is. But it shouldn't even be that. If I eat 8 oranges, I should get 8 times the nutrients that I'm supposed to get. You know, even now, I gotta fucking lean back because my damn back is hurting and shit. You know? That's where we at. We gotta get the hell out of these bodies, man. That's why we waiting on the Lord, man. Lord willing, we endure, you know? Anybody had anything else?
Did y'all grab Daniel 7:25?
Nuh-uh.
God, this is Daniel chapter 7 verse 25. It says, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time."
Yeah, and that was, you know, that was back then, but it's still also now, man. We're being worn out, you know? And even though we have hope through the spirit of YAHAWASHI, it's still tiring. It's still overbearing, you know? But that's what Esau has done. Even with the times, fucking time just went back an hour a month ago. Now your body got to get adjusted to that. You coming outside, it's dark as hell at 4:30. Like, I just got off work. I can't get no sunlight because you've been in the building 8 hours of the day. Then you come out, you get a 30 minutes of some sun or something. So you ain't really getting that natural vitamin D. Oh, well, let me go and get it from this or that. Well, it's barely in the foods that we eat, man. That's why this man gotta go. All right. Hey, so with that, once again, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Once again, also giving double honors unto our apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, and blessings and salutation unto the elect of Yasha Allah. Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.